can't even see if I turned it on. Yeah, I see the red dot. Okay, I'm not blind. I'm not blind. What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. I hope that you're having an amazing day. My name is Justin, and today we're listening to Billy Cobham with his song Quadrant 4. This is the opening track off of his album Spectrum, which was released in 1973. A lot of you guys have been mentioning and asking me to listen to some of Billy Cobham's material, so I figured why not just start from the first track in his debut album. I mean, kind of seems like a decent place to start. I don't know a lot about him, but I do see and know that he has drummed with Mahavishnu Orchestra, as well as a lot of other famous jazz artists. Let's see, let me pull him up real quick here. Played with George Benson, James Brown, Kenny Burrell. All right, hear me out. I've actually totally forgotten about Kenny Burrell. I used to listen to one of his albums a lot. Let me look through his albums really quick because I don't remember the name of it off the top of my head. I'm just looking through. Midnight Blue. Midnight Blue by Kenny Burrell. That's a really good album. I used to listen to that all the time. I totally forgot about that. It's one of those things that like you forget about, but as soon as you recall like the album, you're like, oh, I'm gonna listen to that tonight. You're more than welcome to join me on Twitter in the comments down below. I hope that you've enjoyed the videos as of recent and as of late. But let's jump in and listen to some Billy Cobham. This is Billy Cobham with Quadrant 4. That's the way to start my session. Okay. First things first. The drumming. That pattern that he has going on. Billy Cobham, who's playing the drums, by the way, in case maybe you didn't know. So let me let you know that first. Billy Cobham is playing the drums and the percussion. That pattern that he has going on, that shuffle with the kick, it sounds a lot like the drum pattern from Hot for Teacher from Van Halen. Like it's that same kind of like pacing, but it's used really, really nicely here because it's just like thoroughly intense the whole time. Like it just feels like it's never going to let you go. Now, in the beginning, when it was solely the drums and then the guitar, I thought that was kind of cool. And then how the bass eventually enters, bringing in that soul and that warmth that you would expect out of a piece like this. Now, here's the cool things. The guitar is played by Tommy Bolin, who we had listened to a while back. Tommy has a really intense style of playing guitar, and I like how in this song in particular, there's moments where the guitar really feels very vocal. The guitar is actually singing lines in the song, and the song is obviously instrumental. There are no words, but it feels like there's words where the guitar is being played by Tommy. So that's really cool, and just like the drumming, the guitar is kind of like on fire throughout this whole song as well. Even in some of its lighter, and I use that phrase a little bit loosely in this song, but in its more lighter moments, you still have that guitar by Bolin in the background, providing a veil that feels like it's burning. As I mentioned, the soul eventually enters maybe after, I don't know, maybe a minute or so in the song, which really brings in the soul and adds a lot of depth, as bass should do. And the bass is played by Lee Sklar, who also has a really cool YouTube channel, so you should check him out. He's a really down-to-earth guy. He seems like a really easy to talk to kind of person. He's like had a lot of experiences with musicians, and of course being a musician himself and playing with all these different bands and artists. And it's just really cool to have a down-to-earth inside view into artists and like into the music and that kind of thing. It's just really cool. Anyways, but the bass playing is really nice. It's like bluesy, kind of jazzy, more on the blues end on this side of the spectrum. But really, they all come together really nicely. Like, is this the same drum pattern from Hot for Teacher? I think. I don't really, I don't listen to Van Halen really, but I think. Sounds similar. That's a hard thing to do. That's hard to do. I don't know if it's hard to do, because I'm not, that kind of drummer. But it sounds like it's hard to do. Isn't that kind of... Let's put it up again. It's very similar, if not the same. I don't know. Don't take my untrained ear for it. It's just what I feel. And the guitar playing also feels very, very, like, highly technical. But at the same time, filled with spirit. And then you also have some keyboard going on by Jan Hammer. The keyboard is also really nice throughout this song because sometimes it plays alongside of the guitar. Sometimes it plays like almost harmonizing with the guitar as well. Sometimes you can't tell what's keyboard and what's guitar. Or maybe you can, but I can't. And then other times it fades to the background just to provide a little more atmosphere throughout the song. But you can tell that these are all stellar musicians on this album. See, like you can hear the little organ chops, electric piano chops in the back there. But this just feels like a stage that's on fire. And then this is the part where I really felt like guitar is singing from Bolin. That is so cool. I don't know if it's two guitars at that point, or if it is just Bolin and maybe it's Jan Hammer doing something on the keys at that point. But that just sounds really, really soulful. I feel like that specific melody too. I feel like this is a song somewhere, because it sounds familiar. Am I reaching for something, or is that like the point? I'm trying to see if there's any information on that, because that specific portion at the end sounds like it's from another song or based off of another song. I don't see anything in particular here on Wikipedia about it, but I don't know. Maybe you guys are really smart, definitely better than Wikipedia. So if I'm close, or if I'm thinking of the same thing, or if you know what I'm thinking about, let me know in the comments down below, because I'm really curious about that. Leland Sklar, who's, of course, like I said, the bassist here, he says that Spectrum, the album, is such a benchmark for so many people. There was a sort of fire in it. See, I told you, it's fiery. It was new ground, and it wasn't very analytical. It was more flying by the seat of your pants. That's where great accidents happen, which seems impossible these days. We never did more than a couple of takes on any of it. It was more or less a 2-day record. It went by so fast. And I think that's what I kind of feel listening to this song, is that there's a certain spark when you're listening to it. And that spark was apparently them just not being so analytical and, maybe writing things out. I don't know if they did or not, but it seemed like they were more just taking in the moment. And I think the song kind of captures that. On a first listen, I'll admit that it's not my favorite track, and it's nothing that completely wins me over at this point. I like a little bit more atmosphere. The drum pattern, I wish there was a little bit more variation. But that's just me being a little picky. But as always, I would love to know what you guys thought of it. You are more than welcome to join me on Twitter in the comments down below. I hope that you're having an amazing day. Recommend me some more songs. I would like to listen to some more, perhaps a little bit more atmosphere. I don't know. It's just my preference. I can't help it. Maybe the next song, or actually the next two songs, because I see that they're meant to be together, along with 2 or 3 more on here. Maybe I should check those out too. Let me know what you think. Join me on Twitter in the comments down below. Hope you're having a wonderful day. I don't know why I'm doing this with my arm, and I will talk to you tomorrow. Bye.